What's going on, guys, and welcome to this update 2023 update, I should say. So, as you can see, I got my buddy Dave. Dave is on this update with me because we have a lot of news to go through. So, right quick, Dave, if there's people out there that don't know who you are, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little more about yourself?
So I'm Dave, and I am a pop culture enthusiast and a filmmaker and a fellow collector, and I also own and operate a toy store here in Garland, Texas with my wife and my family, Back Alley Toys. We mainly do stuff online just because our lives are so busy with the filming and everything that like the retail aspect of the store is a lot more difficult. And I think a lot of people that run any type of toy shop or anything like that can attest to that if you own anything like that, it's your baby and it takes so much. So, but like, because of how much I love this community and things like that, I just wanted it to be a thing. We've made it a thing and now it still is. But yeah, me and Craig met each other, and how long ago now? Like, are we on 3 years?
I think it's on 3.
This is our 3rd year, probably.
Yes, starting on the internet. Like, Dave would reach out to me. Hey, dude, I watch your channel. Like, I see that you're looking for this figure. Like, it's over here if you want me to pick it up. And then he would jump into our lives and our live streams and stuff like that. And we just went from there. And I think finally, like 2 years ago, we met in person at the North Dallas Toy Show. And ever since then, we've been pretty tight and very, pretty.
Our paths are crossing on a lot of things.
Yeah, on a lot of things, similar interests and stuff like that. So I guess what really got going is Dave had, as he said, he's a filmmaker, and he was like, hey, I have this idea for a horror short involving like your universe. Like, what do you think about that? And I was like, yeah, dude, like, I'm interested. And so that's how we did the last haul of my life, and then that turned into Retro Freaks full feature film that you can purchase in the link below.
Yeah, gotta buy it at my DVD here. It's somewhere around here.
Yeah,
but
got it.
There it is. There's our DVD, our first feature film, which is crazy. But just to kind of back up the other things that we talked about, it's like I got here in 2014-ish, and I was coming out of the Marine Corps. I'm from New Jersey, so I went into the Marine Corps, and then when I was getting out, I moved to Texas. Me and my wife and my family moved to Texas, and so I didn't really know anybody around here. Mm-hmm. And that was right around the time that I started kind of collecting again, and started more so with comic books, and then I was diving into a few figures here and there. And when you do that, you're constantly looking stuff up as a collector. And I randomly ran across your channel, Cincy's channel, and then like Ed's and Greco's. Mm-hmm. Those were like the kind of, I would say, the core channels that like would pop up on my radar. And then I just started kind of like checking them out every once in a while. And that, you guys were a big insight to me of like what new was coming out, because I wasn't searching, like I wasn't on Big Bad's website. I wasn't doing any of those things. The way I would find out about new things was watching your guys' videos. What were you guys hunting, and what should I keep an eye out for? And then all of a sudden, I think it was you're like, oh, I'm going to this toy show. And I'm like, this dude's in Texas? And then like, I'm like, wait, all these dudes are in Texas? Like, I mean, aside from like Franco and Ed, obviously, but I was just like, oh, okay, well, there's people that are closer to me that have these same interests. And when you're a nerd, especially, I mean, more, even 10 years ago or whatever, like, there wasn't that many people to talk to about it, which is, I think, one of the reasons why you guys probably started your channels in the first place, is an outlet to get some of that stuff off your chest, right? Yep. So that's what it was like for me. And it was like, all right, I've always kind of bought and sold. I've lived my whole life in with a hustler mindset, but also a collector's mindset. Starting with Beanie Babies with my mom at flea markets, the Pokemon cards. My grandma worked at a thrift store growing up, so I got all of the old vintage toys. I would get all the hand-me-downs. So I've just had a love for this kind of stuff for so long.
Yeah.
That like it was a weird thing to do, but I would see you guys doing it within your community of like finding stuff for you, and I was like, I want that, you know. And more importantly, I need that, you know. So it was probably super weird when this random dude that like is fairly close, so it's kind of like, oh, is this dude like a murderer or whatever? But it was like, well, I gotta reach out to make friends. I want to make friends with like people that have the same interests and are as kind of nerdy and like want to talk about comic book collecting, cartoons, and so whatever. You know? So that's kind of where it started, and then my filmmaking partner, Michael Golden, who I met when I first moved to Texas, he's very much in nerd culture as well. He hides it a little bit better, I think.
He's not on YouTube like, hey, what's going on? Look at this.
We did that, dude. Like, if you look at, because another one of the reasons why I kind of got into the collecting community again is because we were making these narrative shorts, and we weren't putting much time into them. We would write them the day before and then meet up, and then whoever wanted to hang out is like who would be in the short for that day. And we were uploading them to YouTube. But if anyone has a YouTube channel, it is difficult,
super difficult,
anyone to watch your stuff. So it was like, well, why don't we do our shorts, but also do these other things where we kind of show off more pop culture things. Maybe that'll bring people into the things that the narrative stuff that we were making up. And so we actually did that. They're not, I don't think I have them live right now, but Michael's been on a bunch of toy hunts with me. Yeah. That's
awesome.
Yeah. It's so he's very much involved with it. And then with the last haul, it was like we were doing so many projects that are doing well in festivals. Lollipops received multiple awards. That's one that I produced and Michael directed, and they were all doing really well. And festivals are really cool, but they're a very isolating environment. Where YouTube and the internet, it's like you're gonna get a wider range of people that are gonna see your work. So that was kind of the thought process where it kind of died, like it kind of hit me like a freight train, where it was like, all right, these guys have this audience that is into all the same things that we are. Why don't we just kind of mix the cinematic universe with this vlogging style world that exists out there and see how that goes, you know? And luckily we all hit it off, and it was like, all right, dude, let's just do this. And
it was totally normal too. Like there wasn't weird. It was just like kind of like we already knew each other. So it's like, you know, it was easy.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt. And that's ultimately, I think, how Retro Freaks came to be, and kind of ultimately came to be where we're at right now, and why people are looking at my face a little bit more on your channel and your audience.
Exactly. So I mean to Dave's point, the channel will be changing in a good way this year. I would say probably you're starting to notice some comic shorts that Dave is doing on the channel. Those are going to go out every other day. And then that's going to be mixed in with other like shorts that I'll be doing with my collection, or little hunts that I'm going to do. So you're going to be getting shorts every single day. Other than that, we started a series called Top 5 at 5. So what that is, every Friday, 5 p.m. Central Time here on the channel, Dave and I will interview a collector. We'll talk about their top 5 pieces in their collection. And so you'll get that every single Friday, which we got 2 in the can already. And it's been a lot of fun. It's been interesting just to see and hear the stories behind other collectors. So super interesting stuff there.
And with that, I'll add, if there are people out there in internet world that do need this outlet, because he's like you just said, like I'm doing some of the comic book things. That's something that is an outlet to me. And I would nerd out on comic books so much to you, to Cincy and stuff like that, where it's like, oh, it feels good talking about like this comic that I picked up. Because if like we'll take a look right here, my Neil Adams Batman 232, which is up on as a short on this channel right now. It was like I could tell that the little like knowledge things that I was dropping in just daily conversations, it was like, oh, that is interesting to people.
It is, yeah.
Someone would say like, oh, like, dude, now I need a Ra's al Ghul figure or whatever. It's
like,
so really being on the channel and being able to do those shorts and talk about the comics is an outlet for me. So going back to the top 5 at 5, if you or anybody watching this video thinks or needs that outlet to talk about some of their collection, hit us up.
Let us know. Drop it in the comments. Email notanotherretrochannel@gmail.com. We'll get you on the show. Like, it's 30 minutes. Super easy, a lot of fun, and we would love to hear your stories. So let us know. So we got those two. So we got the shorts. We got top 5 at 5. So Dave, do you want to talk about the new collector series that is currently in production? Yeah.
So we have the top 5 at 5 that's going to be happening, and this is similar in the sense that we want to highlight other collectors out there and give them an outlet to show their collections, because we have these huge collection rooms. We have all of this stuff that we've accumulated and put our heart and souls into. Like, people say collecting is a hobby, but it's just like, this is our life.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't stop, right?
Right.
So we wanted to create, I guess it's like a TV show, but it's going to be right here on Not Another Retro channel.
Yeah.
It's going to be really, really cool. Michael Golderman, who is one of the most talented directors, editors that exists. You know, like he's the
dude.
Yeah, he's insane. So he's also going to be working on these projects with us to make it the level that we believe that it needs to be in order to give you guys good content, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
So not only is Not Another Retro channel upping the amount of content, but there's also going to be these higher produced seasonal. I guess we could kind of call them seasonal, because we plan to break them down into blocks where we get a certain amount, and then we start working on the next season, so to speak, right? Yeah.
So how this whole thing started is with the collector series. This is something that I thought about during COVID, and it just never came to fruition, because originally what I wanted to do is to reach out to collectors all over the world, have them film their collection, you know, give them a little sheet, go off, film their collection, and send in the footage. But I was way too busy at the time, couldn't get it done. And so this year, or late last year, I was like, I'm going to go ahead and do this series. And then when I was talking to Dave about it, he upped the ante, of course. So
that's what I do, man.
Yeah. So I will say that the first couple episodes are going to, it'll be phone quality, but still very interesting. The first episode is a collector of all things Mr. Rogers. And his story is insane, super interesting. So guys, stay tuned for that. And then we got, I don't know, one or two more lined up.
Yeah, I actually I lined up another one. So we have a few lined up.
Okay.
And I think what you just said, like, some will be like we call phone quality, but it's all going to be really good content, but it will switch back and forth between like some of it will be recorded without a production team there, where we're lucky enough to also live in an area where there are a lot of collectors. The community is very strong here, so we're going to have the opportunity to actually go to some of these houses or go to some of these people's collection areas, wherever they keep them, and do an actual production in there. So some will be different than others, but they're all going to be following the same thing, you know?
And once again, guys, if you're interested in being featured on that, let us know. Drop us email, notanotherretrochannel@gmail.com, and we can talk from there. But we really want to highlight interesting collectors, not just like, you know, a couple shelves, you know, which is still cool, but like we want to get, like, for instance, like Mr. Roger collector, like that's super cool, like interesting and stuff like that. So it'd be really great to share those types of unique collections. So we got that going.
Yeah. And I will say that I've reviewed a lot of the footage from that one, and it is super interesting.
Can't wait.
And I have love for Mr. Rogers, man. That's if I look back in terms of like TV, Mr. Rogers is one of like my earliest memories of something that I would habitually want to watch.
Yeah.
So it was really cool seeing that, and like seeing the collection and what he was able to accumulate. Like, it legitimately had me searching the internet, like, well, maybe I should build a Mr. Rogers shelf, you know?
Yeah. maybe I need Daniel the Tiger, you know, puppet, like, whatever. So yeah, very interesting stuff there. So I can't wait for that to come on. What are we thinking? Like late February, maybe, for that to start?
More than likely. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to adjust. More than likely, late February will be first drop.
Yeah,
and we're going to be kind of chasing our tails with some of the other stuff to make sure that we're able to provide it on a consistent basis. So if we fall off of that timeline, just know that we're doing that. So when we do initially start releasing these series videos, that we're not leaving you guys stranded.
Yeah.
To the point where we give you one video and then it's not another 3 weeks until you see another one.
Right.
We have enough ready to where, you know, every week you're going to get another one of those until that season ends, if that makes sense. Yeah,
totally. So, I mean, guys, if you've been following me for all these years, you know, the past like 3 years of update videos, I've been saying, okay, I want to be consistent. I want to be consistent, and that's really hard to do by yourself. That is extremely hard, especially like this past year. Like, we didn't know Retro Freaks was going to happen, you know, so stuff like that. Then you know, you got your family stuff going on. So with the team, it's going to be a lot easier to manage, and also that higher quality shows is going to be great. So guys, stay tuned. I think your minds are going to be blown for sure.
I think another thing to kind of touch on what you were just mentioning is like the difficulty of I guess like keeping your promises, keeping the content going, staying fresh and stuff like that. Like, it is so hard. Anybody that's running a channel or any kind of account, like whether it's Instagram or anything, it is difficult to do it by yourself.
It's hard.
And that's kind of where I'm going to come in a sense, where like, if you're watching this right now and you're saying, I love Old Narc, I don't want any of this new stuff. Hold the quality. Give me just regular. That's still here. That's
all here. Yeah.
All of that is going to be happening. I'm just a pusher in a sense.
Yes. A pusher.
Yeah, I'm a conscious on Craig's shoulders to assist, help them get those things done, and then also give myself an outlet to talk about some stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if anything, like, Dave is definitely motivating myself to do more content and bringing more ideas to the table. Because, I mean, guys, if you look at probably your favorite YouTubers, the bigger guys, they more than likely they have a team behind them. They're not doing it by themselves, because there's no way. There is no way to. I mean, there are a couple of people that can hang and do it by themselves, but more than likely they got a team of people behind them, helping them out, editing, coming up with ideas. Because, I mean, after a while, I mean, what is it? May of this year, I'll be on YouTube for 7 years. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, lots of good stuff coming up.
And I think we've all united too, because like Michael's very excited to work on all of these new I'm just gonna call them seasonal shows,
Yeah.
episodic shows.
Yeah.
Michael's really excited to dive into that and start and get into that. And then even over this past year, like I think everyone is like, our community is kind of getting more involved. So it doesn't just affect Not Another Retro channel. It's like Cincy Nerd, Greco, and like if you're following those guys, and even our families are just more involved. You know, like
that's true.
I see all of our families sharing things more and stuff, and like becoming more involved, because it's a different vibe, and that's what 2023 is going to be about. You're going to have all the stuff that you know and love, but you're also just we're opening up the world, and we want to bring the audience into the world, you know, like participate with us type of thing.
So with that too, Boston Mike, I've been having conversations with him. He's going to be bringing videos to Not Another Retro channel as well. So if you love following Boston Mike, if you love watching him in my videos, I actually have footage that he sent from a toy show that he went to this past weekend. So Boston Mike will have his own show popping up probably every other week, which is great. So we got that. So we're just bringing in the entire family, right? Just like Dave said, the entire family all in one place, sharing everything with you guys. So we got that. We got Attic Invaders. Attic Invaders. Let's talk about Attic Invaders. So plans for 2023. Ed and Greco and myself, we will be going to the Chicago Toy Fair in April. So that's happening again. And if we have a chance, that higher quality production we were talking about with the collector series, we might be able to do that with maybe, a seasonal Attic Invaders as well, because we feel that you guys really enjoy the Attic Invaders episodes. I know that we could take that to the next level. And I guess one of the things that really hit me about that and taking Attic Invaders to that next quality level is, this past year we had a production company reach out to us. They were like, "Hey, we love the Attic Invaders. Let's talk." So set up a conversation with them, and it didn't go anywhere, as usually it doesn't, but it just gave us that idea. It's like, hey, we can do this ourselves, so especially with Dave and Michael's help, we could have some top-notch Attic Invader episodes coming up. So that would be a lot of fun. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. So I guess to add on to that a little bit is like, there's a reason why I was always drawn to Ed's videos, to Greco's videos, to your videos, to Cincy's videos. And Attic Invaders was always like a fun aspect. Like I just loved when I would be able to see you guys get together, So when we kind of started just scooting around the idea of like, well, whatever, like what if we did it kind of like this? And I don't want to give away too much about how we're going to do things and stuff, because I want everyone to have a fresh mindset. And again, things change, so
they always change.
The outline that we have for it could change, because Craig and I talk every day, and it could change. But it is very, it's hard. Craig can't provide as good of content with the Attic Invader stuff when he is the Attic Invader as well, so you need another eye on things, so you're able to get the full perspective. Because I've talked to Craig, I've talked to Ed, I've talked to Greco about certain hunts that they were on, and I hear other stories that happen within that hunt, but there's just no footage of it, because again, these guys are busy doing their thing. So if Michael and I are there to actually document the experience and document what is happening while these three guys are together, we're going to be able to see it from a different viewpoint, and that's what we want to show you guys, because some of the stories that I hear behind the scenes, I'm just like, dude, like, why is that not there?
Yeah,
yeah, because it's a hunt, man. Like, and you see some of the stuff. I think who just uploaded Ed just uploaded. So if you guys check out Ed's Retro Geek Out, you'll see, maybe it was 1 or 2 videos ago. It is the Attic Invaders getting together in Texas, and this was all the way in last April, right?
Yeah.
But that haul shows you guys going into a huge warehouse. Now, there is so much stuff that I know was missed because you guys got your hands deep.
Yeah, we're like this.
Stuff.
And like,
so Michael and I and our team are going to assist with that moving forward and help provide you guys a different viewpoint.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. So that's happening, and then there is a big chance that in this coming summer, myself, Ed, and Greco, and if Dave wants to come along, we're going to go to Europe. Attic Invaders is going to invade Europe. So stay tuned for more details. I know that that's the plan right now. We just got to make sure we can line everything up and get that going. So that'll be a lot of fun. I can't wait for that. All right, guys. So I guess that will do it for the Attic Invaders info. But last but not least, let's talk about Retro Freaks 2. Dave, what you got for us?
So if you've made it this far into the video, chances are you know a lot about Retro Freaks because you've seen our other live streams, and if you haven't, you can definitely go back and check that out. We'll talk about a little bit about the making of Retro Freaks and how it became a feature film, because it was really just supposed to be a series of shorts that we were going to do every once in a while, and then we were kind of secretly weaving this, and we were like, dude, I think we have a feature. Let's just do it like that. But we had a really good time doing it. We realized that there is a community out there of retro freaks. That is what I like to say all the time now. Yeah. Anyone that enjoys our content, I refer to them as retro freak now. We didn't want to stop, so we're getting right into it. We already have a lot of the pre-production work done on Retro Freaks 2. So Retro Freaks 2 is going to be going through not only pre-production, but it'll go through principal photography when we're actually shooting the film, and post-production, all within 2023. So we're working on all the things that we just talked about while simultaneously working on Retro Freaks 2. Yeah. So we have that going on. We have a lot of people joining the team. Just like Retro Freaks 1, it's very we're building it together. So I have daily conversations with the entire team. Michael and I are on the phone every night, shooting scenes back and forth to each other to say, like, okay, this won't mess up this if we do this, so to speak. And our goal is to provide you with some behind the scenes content and talk to you guys about where we're at in the movie on Not Another Retro Channel. We want to make this movie with the audience in mind and let you know what is going on without giving away too much of the narrative. We want it to be a surprise. Right. But our hope is to have it ready. I say our hope, but I'm gonna put hard deadlines on things, just like we did with our first one. So, like, in order to make sure that we finished our feature film, Craig booked the Texas Theater here in Dallas. And
in July.
Yeah. And, like, to be in all honesty, it's the only reason why Retro Freaks exists. It was because we talk about stuff, and, like, you could talk, but
you just gotta do it, man.
My biggest mindset with the creative community is there's literally nothing to it but to do it. Yeah. And Craig put our money where our mouth was, and literally me and him split the deposit on Texas Theater. We gave them our money and said we want it on October 19th. Yeah. And so at that point it was like, dude, we make the movie, or we look like idiots to a lot of people.
people.
Yeah. And that's kind of what I'm going to be doing with Retro Freaks too, is where there's certain things and certain places that I really want Retro Freaks to premiere at.
Yeah.
And in order to do that, we are under a time frame.
Yeah.
So that's happening. I don't know. That's as much of an update that I think we should give right now, because I don't want to give you guys literally everything. So you have things to look forward to.
Yeah. So as Dave said, we'll be updating probably once or twice a month on Retro Freaks 2, where, what's going on with it, keeping you guys in the loop. We'll probably be having some fundraisers throughout the year for sure. So stay tuned for all of that, and maybe there will be ways we can get some of you guys involved as well. We'll see.
We will need help 100%, because there's going to be some big scenes where we have a lot of extras.
Lots.
So if you are somewhat local to the area, then definitely, and you want to be involved with it, definitely comment below.
Comment below. Let us
be involved.
Yeah.
If you're not local, but you're planning a trip here and you want to be involved, let us know, because it may fall in line with a shoot that we have going on, and we need to accumulate a list of other retro freaks that want to help us finish this film. Because in reality, it's like we don't got that money, man.
Yeah.
Like, we made Retro Freaks with $0 budget. We're making Retro Freaks 2 with a $0 budget.
Yep.
And we're doing it because we love hanging out. We love providing funny, cool content for everyone to see. It's cool.
And if you haven't watched it, it's buy a DVD. It's not a bad movie. It's really not. It's really not.
90-minute runtime on the dot. If you buy a DVD, you'll also get a digital screener, so you can just get the DVD as kind of a keepsake, so to speak, and then you can watch the digital screener, stream it to your TV or whatever. But for you collectors out there, this is the first edition. So once we're out of these, this is it. This is it. Yeah, so. And it will likely be the only time that we ever print Retro Freak 1. Yeah, the amount that is in existence right now is the only amount that is ever going to exist printed from us. I mean, we still independently own Retro Freaks, and we'll independently own Retro Freaks 2. And we don't know what that could bring later on. So I'm not saying that there's never going to be more physical media for these movies, but it could very well be that this is the only physical evidence of the film that ever exists. Yeah, it's crazy.
So just touching on that, because I get this question weekly, if not more than once a week. When will Retro Freaks be streaming? Because I get that a lot. I already know the answer, but if you can explain that process.
Okay, so the way that we're not really selling the movie. Anything, we're not, when we sell you the movie, when we had the Indiegogo and we had merch available, t-shirts and stuff like that, none of that is a sale that we're making. We're saying, look at us making money off our movie. No, dude, no. We've made $0. We're still we're
actually, yourself and myself, we kind of lost a little bit.
No, we're in the hole. We're in the hole, and we're going to be in the hole again. Pretty big time, because it is what it is. All of the money that is being used for these first print DVDs and all that stuff, all of that is just going into Retro Freaks 2. And then we had some debt from Retro Freaks 1 that we had to pay off, so again, we appreciate everyone that
we do
in any way, whether it's $1 here or buying a DVD for $15, whatever, or supporting our local shops and getting the DVD from them, Empire Toys, Horror Freak, Dallas Toys, but I say all that to get to this point. If you have a copy, it's because you're a donor to our cause and the community's cause, but it's not for sale, because we are in a festival run right now on March 3rd in Atlanta,
Yeah.
Retro Freaks is playing and is actually the opening film for Renegade Film Festival.
Yep.
So
I'll have the details below.
Yeah, we'll drop the details below. But yeah, so March 3rd is the kickoff for the films and the festival. It runs to the 4th, and Retro Freaks has, as of right now, it could change, but it has 11:45 spot opening the festival in
Friday
Atlanta.
morning. Yeah.
We also are have a lot of other festivals that we submitted to, and we're waiting to hear back from, and we need to ride out the festival wave before we can put it on any streaming service. Yeah. So if you don't know much about the indie film world, I guess, you never want to. I'm trying to figure out the right way to say it. You never want to shoot yourself in the foot, so to speak, where we could just drop it on Amazon Prime. We could use some of our context and get it on some of these other streaming services. Retro Freaks has all the deliverables needed. It is ready to go for wherever it needs to play. But if we were to do that, then we could be cutting its chances out to have another live screening with a live audience, and that's what we don't want to do because Craig, your audience, Cincy's audience, everyone else that's in the movie, everyone's audience is all over the world. So we're trying to give more opportunities for it to play in a theater setting or a larger setting before we take that away. And then don't do that, because some festivals have restrictions to where it needs to be a premiere within that city, So that's the answer. We're through 2023. We are finishing our festival run with Retro Freaks. Towards the end is when we will be putting it on these other applications, these other streaming services.
So more than likely, when Retro Freaks 2 comes out, Retro Freaks more than likely will be on a streaming service.
Yeah, and we'll look at it, and that's a when we start picking the ones, because we have a few options that are available to us right now. Some of the we'll get together, myself, Michael, Tiffany, you, Cincy, everybody else involved. We'll get together and we'll make a community decision on where it should go. But it could happen sooner than later. We don't have an exact date. We just need to know when our last notification date is for festivals, and then we go from there.
Sweet, cool. Yeah, because that's I get asked that all the time, and I'm like, you know what? Let's go ahead and address this in an update video.
Yeah. Another thing that kind of, I guess, is a good thing to talk about real quick while we're on the subject. If there's anybody watching right now that has a relationship with a venue that has the ability to play on larger screens, or just a cool venue. It doesn't even need to be big.
No.
We independently own our movie, and we will give permission to people to watch our movie. That goes without saying. If you have an independent art house theater in your area that you want to reach out to, and you have the ability to set up a screening there, or even set it up to where you think you guys can sell out, you have enough of a community, collector-based community, or indie filmmaking community there where you can fill a theater, do it.
Let us know. Yeah.
Do it. Yeah. Sell the tickets. If you could sell the tickets and you guys can get us out there, then we'll come out, we'll hang out, we'll watch the movie with you.
Yeah,
so I just wanted to throw that out there, that if anybody out there in the world wants to watch Retro Freaks, the opportunity is there. We will give it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Well, sweet. I think that's about all I had. That's a lot of information, guys. And I'm sure there's things that we left out, but we will probably do these quarterly going forward, just to let everybody know what's going on. It could even be monthly, just if something big happens. So thanks for watching. And Dave, did you have anything else?
No, I think we covered. And like you said, you guys are going to be seeing a lot of us.
Yes.
So if we missed anything, we'll catch it on the back end.
Yeah. Let us know down below what you think, and I hope you guys enjoy what we have in store, because content galore is coming your way.
Yep.
from all of us. It's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait to share this stuff with you guys. And until next time, peace.
Peace, guys.
Peace.
Manifest.